Hi everyone, welcome to or back to my channel. I'm Sally and this is my channel Secret Life of a Seamstress, where I love to talk all about sewing and making clothes. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I hope you're all doing really well and you're having a good day. For me, I'm feeling a little bit out of sorts today because I'm filming this video in the evening, which I absolutely never do really. I always film my videos first thing in the morning because I feel as though I'm much more of a morning person than I am a sort of afternoon or later in the day type person. But at the moment we're having work done in our house. We're having our ensuite bathroom completely ripped out and redone, and I was kind of under the illusion that I might get this video filmed quickly in the day with hopefully no one really noticing. But actually it's been so noisy that I haven't been able to do any kind of filming or videoing or anything at all while the work's been going on. So I've had to wait for the builders to finish so that I can get on with this video in the evening. I didn't really want to have a week off because I really wanted to share with you all the lovely new fabrics that I've been buying because I really want to get sewing with them. And the other thing to mention about today is that it has been absolutely boiling here in the UK. I've spent a lot of time recently moaning about the great British summer weather. We've had a lot of rain, but over the last couple of days we've had like 30-degree heat, so it's been very, very hot. So please excuse me if I do look a little bit hot and sweaty and dishevelled throughout this video. And also I hope the light's going to be okay in this room at this time of day because it is quite a lot darker than it is in the morning. So with all those disclaimers out of the way, today's video is going to be a fabric haul. So I've spent a little bit of time replenishing my stash. If you watch my channel frequently, then you'll know that I've recently been spending a lot of time trying to sew my way through my stash and just get through all of the fabrics and all of the plans that I've kind of been putting off or not been getting around to. And I set myself a little challenge to get all of that done and get my stash sewn up before I was allowed to buy any more fabrics, and it turned out to be quite fun. I do share a bit more about everything I made in this video here, so if you haven't already seen it, you can pop over and watch that after you've watched this video if you want to. So I've had great fun of fabric shopping recently, and I have been getting a little bit carried away. Kind of started slow, I didn't really know what to buy, and I was trying to find fabrics for my sewing plans, which I shared in this video here. So I kind of ordered fabrics for those specific plans, but then I did get a little bit carried away as well, and I brought some extra fabrics that I don't necessarily have plans for. So first of all, I will go through all of the fabrics that I do have plans for. And then I'll save for the end the random fabrics that I bought just because I thought they were pretty. And I have to say that I think the random section is possibly the best bit. So I really hope you'll stick around and watch that bit too. So without any further chit chat, let's get into the new fabrics and patterns, shall we? So the first pattern and fabric combination that I've bought recently is the blanket flight suit pattern by Closet Core. I did share in that previous video that I wanted to have a go at making this suit. As you'll probably know, there have been loads of boiler suit and utility style workwear suits around on the high street and in the sewing world as well. And it's one of those things where I thought, first of all, I don't think that will ever be for me, but then the more versions I've seen sewn up, the more I've wanted to make one for myself. So with this pattern, I'm going to be making version B or view B, which is the more relaxed style flight suit. So this one has short sleeves, it has the collar, it has the breast patch pockets, has some hip pockets as well and belt loops, and it's more of a cropped length. So it's kind of a more relaxed version, I guess, than view A, which has a few more details to it. It has long sleeves, long legs, and the legs are tapered. So to me, it just looks a little bit more, not formal, but a bit more structured, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully you know what I mean. So I spent quite a long while trying to decide what kind of fabric I wanted to go for with this pattern. So basically you can choose either like a medium to heavyweight fabric like a denim or a twill or something that's going to be really structured and that's going to hold its shape when you're wearing it, or you can make it in a lighter weight fabric so that it's more casual and it drapes more. So the pattern suggests denim, twill, canvas or linen, or Q-Pro, tencel twill or silk. I knew I wanted something with a bit of drape and I didn't want it to be too structured, otherwise I knew I'd feel uncomfortable wearing it. So in the end I decided to go for this woven stretch gabardine twill. I think I'm saying that right. This is from Minerva. So this is a woven fabric, but it does have a little bit of stretch to it. So it feels nice and comfortable. It's quite heavy, so it will hold its shape and it will drape nicely and everything. I went for a black because I was a little bit concerned. I wanted my first version to be quite understated, basically. So I think this style is going to feel a little bit bold for me. It's not really something that I'm used to wearing. So with my fabric, I wanted to just go as understated as I could really for the first version. This fabric wasn't too expensive either, so I thought for the first sort of wearable toile type version, this would be really good. So that is my first one. I'm really excited to have a go at making this up actually. It's going to be quite an involved sew. There are lots of different elements to this pattern, lots of patch pockets, putting in a zip, which I usually hate, and yeah, quite a lot of meaty sewing in this one. So I'm really looking forward to giving that a go. The next pattern I invested in, which was also on my to sew list, was this All Me or Almy woven top by Style Arc. I really love the look of this top. I love the frill around the collar. It's just a simple button down sleeveless blouse, but then it's got this really lovely ruffle at the front. So to make this Almy top, I've actually got this beautiful fabric. This is for my next Minerva Ambassador project, so the blog post I'm going to be writing up for them. It's got such a long title, this fabric, so I'm going to just look at my computer so that I can read it out. It's the Minerva Core Ranged Dobby Ocean Washed Stretch Woven Crepe fabric. So this comes in a lot of different colours. It's a lovely soft crepe. It feels kind of like a viscose, like it's not too thin, but if you can see on the camera, will it pick it up? I'm not quite sure, but it's got this really lovely Dobby print on it, and I thought this would be just a lovely first version of the Almy top. Obviously cream is going to go with everything, or ivory is going to go with everything. I thought it would suit the pattern really well. You know me, I love to go for a neutral. I love an ivory. I have had a look at the reviews for this Style Arc pattern, because obviously Style Arc patterns can be a little bit vague, as we all know. But I think because the style of this blouse is quite simple, I'm hopefully going to be able to figure out the construction process without too much trouble. Famous last words. We shall see. I will keep you updated. The next pattern I brought in line with my plans for spring and summer and beyond was this Smith woven jacket, again by Style Arc. If you watched that plans video, you'll know I was a little bit obsessed with Style Arc, and I chose quite a lot of their patterns. So the Smith woven jacket is a really lovely boxy style jacket. It's quite straight cut. It has some inserted flaps in the sleeves, a nice collar on a stand, quite a cropped length, and then some big patch pockets on the front. What kind of attracted me to this pattern was the back yoke, and then this really lovely big box pleat in the back. And I just thought that was really nice. I really love my Ilford jackets by Friday Pattern Company, and I wear them quite a lot. And rather than just going for that pattern again, for a cropped jacket for springtime, I thought I would try something different. So the fabrics that you're supposed to use for this jacket are quite lightweight. So the fabric suggestions are linen, cotton, silk, crepe or rayon. So it is a lightweight jacket that should have some drape to it as well. So for this jacket, I actually brought some viscose linen. So this is a viscose linen blend fabric, and I went for a navy this time. I was very tempted to go for a cream, and I don't really know why I didn't in the end. I think I just felt as though I wanted something different, and I don't have a lot of dark jackets. In fact, making a black winter coat is something that I definitely need to do for this upcoming autumn and winter time. That's another story. And I thought it would go really nicely with light denim jeans. This fabric feels so lovely. This is from Selfmade. It's got a really nice drape to it, but it feels as though it's just going to be one of those fabrics that's going to press really nicely and just be really easy to work with. It doesn't have a lot of wobble to it, if you know what I mean. Like some viscose blends can have quite a lot of wobble to them. This one does feel quite structured, but also it's got that drape as well. So yeah, again, another pattern that I'm really looking forward to having a go at. I know a couple of people in the comments of my previous videos have made this jacket up and said what a good pattern it is. So I'm really hoping that the instructions are going to be okay, and I'm going to be able to make it up successfully. Next, I had to buy some lovely floral viscose, of course, because I always need floral viscose in my stash, but this one does have a plan to it. Another one of my plans, another Style Arc pattern, was to sew this Annabelle dress, again by Style Arc. This one, as far as I can see, is only available as a PDF, so I haven't actually brought this one yet. I'm going to buy it when I come to make the pattern up. The Annabelle dress is a really simple wrap dress. It has a couple of bust darts to it. It's a really lovely midi kind of length. It's got a nice V neck, and I really like the little cap sleeves on it as well. And I love the fabric that they've used in the illustration of this pattern that I'll just pop in here. So I was really looking for a similar kind of fabric. And this was the closest I got to that kind of print. So this again was from Self-Made. So it's on like an ivory background and it's got peach and purple and green flowers running through it. So it's similar to the colours on the pattern image. Really lovely, really drapey, soft viscose, and I think it will work really nicely for a wrap dress. I have to say, Self-Made, or Stoff and Still as they once were, they always have really lovely viscoses on there. And I think if I'm ever looking for a specific type of dress fabric, I always pop over to their website and just see what they've got, because they always have a really lovely range of different prints. And I think the colours in them are more unusual sometimes than they are on our like UK websites. I don't know why that is. Okay, so the next fabric I have, I would really like your opinions on, please. So this one I brought with something in mind, and now that it's arrived, I'm really not sure about it. So you may know, if you watch my videos frequently, that I've recently made the Montana dress by Stylark, but I wasn't completely happy with the version that I made, so I really wanted to make another version in a woven fabric. For some reason, I just really could not get my head around what kind of fabric I wanted to use for my next Montana dress. I kind of looked at ginghams, I looked at stripes, I looked at florals, I looked at plain fabrics, and nothing really was working in my head. I love the idea of a gingham Montana dress. I think that would look really, really lovely. But then when it came to it, I wasn't actually sure if I would feel comfortable wearing a big, like, checkered print gingham. I don't know why. So I decided to look for like a smaller checked gingham, and I found this one on the Minerva website. Now that it's arrived, I'm just not 100% sure on this one. It's a really funny texture actually. So this is like a stretch. It's a woven fabric, it's a seersucker, but it's got a lot of stretch to it. I do quite like the colours in it, but I'm not sure if I can see it as a Montana dress. I think if I do make that dress with this fabric, I'm definitely going to need to bring it in under the bust with like a tie or something. Otherwise I feel as though it's going to be very kind of, I don't know, frumpy maybe. So let me know what you think. If you can see this fabric in any other kind of garment, then please do let me know, because I have wondered whether or not this would suit a different kind of pattern better than the Montana dress, but I'm not really seeing what I want to make from it yet. Right, so my final fabric that I've brought with something in mind is a beautiful floral viscose from Sew Me Sunshine. I recently, or quite a long while ago actually, put a video out sharing with you some patterns that I'd never got around to making from my pattern stash, and asked you to help me to decide what to make next from that little collection. I actually went through all of the replies on that video, and the pattern that came out on top and that you wanted to see me make in a sew along was the Sew Over It 1940s tea dress. So I ordered some fabric that I thought would really suit this 1940s tea dress pattern well, and here's what I got. I absolutely love this one. I think this may be my favourite one actually. It's so pretty. So this one is on a black background, I think, but you can hardly see the black. It's really woven in with the other colours. And then the flowers in it are yellow, orange and pink, and it's just so lovely and colourful and so spring-like. For me, I think tea dresses, they just have to be sewn from like a ditzy floral, don't they? Because this fabric is so lovely, I think I'm definitely going to have to make a twirl of the bust and waist area of the tea dress, because I do kind of fall between two sizes and I definitely don't want it to be too tight, especially not around the tummy area. So I think what I'm going to do is actually get some fabrics from my scraps that I've got upstairs and just twirl the bust area and the waist area, and then once that's done I will hopefully be able to do a sewing video with you and just share with you the sewing process. That's my plans anyway. I do really like an orange, and I think orange and pink together is really pretty. I think at one time orange and pink, you would just never have put those colours together, but now I think the kind of clash in them just looks really nice and works really well. So super pleased with that one. So moving on to the most exciting random section. So I have a few fabrics that I just couldn't leave behind in my shopping, and these are going to be the ones that I'm just going to have in the basket behind me, and then whenever I get inspiration I'll be able to go and pull these out. So the first fabric was this one. I mean, this one is so lovely. This might actually be another favourite, but I just love the colours on this. I think the print is slightly larger than I originally thought it was going to be. This is from Fabric Godmother, by the way, and I was completely sucked into one of their newsletters or their Instagram stories or something where I saw this advertised and I just had to buy it. I have 3 meters, so quite a lot to play with. but I think it needs to be quite a simple style dress because the print in it is so large. I'm not sure what I'm going to make yet. It did cross my mind that maybe a sew over it pippa dress would work really well. That's a pattern that I absolutely loved from last year, and I've wanted to make another one for quite some time. Another pattern that I've been meaning to make for quite a while is the Rita shirt dress by Named Clothing. I think that would probably work well in this kind of fabric because it is quite simple and it can show off the print. There's also the Darla jumpsuit by True Bias, which I keep seeing everywhere and I think is such a lovely pattern. So yeah, that's another one. Let me know what you would make with this fabric. I'm forming a very big pile of fabrics down here that you can't see, but I'm going to have to do a lot of folding after this video. The next random I picked up from Selfmade when I was shopping for the other fabrics I bought from them, and this was just another one that I didn't want to leave behind. This is a viscose Dobby fabric. It's on a lovely ivory or cream background and it has this burgundy and blue and navy, I don't know what you'd call that, like an abstract print I guess. But it's really pretty and I was really drawn to it. I feel like I have absolutely loads of this, but I think I only got 2 meters of it because for me, I think this is going to be a blouse rather than a dress. I feel like it suits a blouse more. So the blouse that immediately comes to mind is of course the Anthea blouse because I feel as though I can see so many different fabrics working with that pattern. But I don't know if I want another Anthea blouse necessarily, so I'm going to have a think about what I can make with this one. So I brought some jersey. First jersey out of my little haul. This is a Meat Milk Tencel Modal jersey. I think I've got that right. So this one I picked up because I last year made a viscose jersey cocoa top by Tilly and the Buttons, and I think it's been my most worn top in my wardrobe. I wear it so often and I really wanted to make another one from a drapey jersey that I could just wear really easily. With jerseys I really do like to invest and get a really nice one because I feel as though I've learnt from past experience that I don't like wearing cheaper jersey fabrics. I don't really like cotton jerseys because I feel like they're a little bit too structured for me. But if I'm making like a t-shirty sort of top, I always like to have a drapey fabric with lots of nice softness to it. So I think even though this one was more pricey, I think it was around £20 a metre, I feel as though it will serve me well to invest in this fabric rather than making something that I won't want to wear. I really like the stripes on this. I love the colours. So it's black and then the alternate stripe is not a harsh white, it's like an ecru kind of colour, and I think that works really nicely. So that's that one. And finally, I have an absolute beauty of a fabric, which I was completely, again, suckered into buying from one of Minerva's Instagram posts. So this is an Atelier Brunette, one of their new fabrics that's just been released. It's a cotton gauze. And they have this in 2 colours. So this is a deep charcoal and they also have a really nice mustard as well. And it has this beautiful embroidered stitching through it in like a rust and a cream. Can you see that? And it's just so lovely. I just couldn't resist it really. I really like black at the moment, but I do feel as though this kind of deep grey is much better for me as well than like an actual harsh black. I think it's just a bit better if you are more on the paler side. I brought this with no specific plans in mind, but I did think the way that they'd styled this fabric on the Atelier Brunette website, I really liked that they'd styled it just as a simple shift top with like a pair of jeans. And yeah, I'm just wondering whether I'll just sew this up as another Ashton top, which seems to be my new current favourite sleeveless top. But I do think that would work really, really well as like a little boxy shift top, and especially because I only have a metre, I can't make anything more than that really. I very nearly brought 1 metre of both the rust and this colour, but then at the last minute I talked myself out of it and I thought no, get 1 metre first and then just see how much you like it. This is £20.99 a metre I think, so yeah, it is pricey, but I do always find with Atelier Brunette fabrics you get what you pay for. The quality is so lovely. So that's my last fabric. So that is my little, or maybe large, fabric haul. I realise that there is quite a lot there, but I'm so pleased with what I've brought. I feel so inspired now to get sewing. Thanks so much for watching everyone. I'd love to know in the comments which fabric was your favourite. Let me know what you think of my choices and let me know if you'll be sewing up any of the patterns that I've chosen to sew as well. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you have enjoyed the video, please do give it a like as well. Otherwise, take care everyone, and I look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Bye.